I take my last sip of good coffee.
Yeah, you can drink your coffee, Gary. It's all right.
It's not good. It's not good coffee.
I haven't made myself one.
Yeah.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, new NSL Live Talk, and I have Gary Smith on the line. And
Hey, good
Gary,
morning. Good morning, Kurt.
yeah, good morning. And it's not morning for you, right? You're
No,
far away now
no.
again.
Yeah, I have to check. It's almost 5 p.m. here in Qatar. I'm sitting in Qatar right now in about 46 degrees Celsius.
And you are alive, so that's a good thing. This is kind of a dangerous place these days.
Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Were
I
you
don't want to
worried?
say any. I can't. No, no, no. I can't say any more because apparently it was planned. They knew about the attack here, but again, to throw 10 missiles in this direction is never great, you know. So, but no,
No.
it seems very relaxed.
Yeah. Oh, good, good. So nothing stopped. So you are still training and traveling and all
Yeah.
that, or is there
No.
any?
Well, I can quickly add there, sorry to interrupt you, but we did have a stop. We had a block. Obviously, you can imagine with any military, Qatar skydiving is military. These guys, they're all military assigned. And as soon as the attack started happening and US bombed Iran, the nuclear sites, obviously everything here closed down. So we were put onto a no travel, no vacations, even for anybody. That's it, done. So we had to contact drop zones, all the teams, and say that we're on standby. So it's just been open now. Yesterday we got
Oh, okay.
permission to now, yeah. So I flew back in on Saturday, and then yesterday Sunday we were told that we could travel. So now it's a panic to get everybody
Oh,
paperwork
good.
signed. Hit. So now we can travel, but because everybody's trying to get out, some teams are flying half the team today, half or no, tomorrow, and half the team on Tuesday, just to get out and start training again.
Because there was a question mark whether you could really make it to the World Cup, for instance, or other events that you had planned. But that's all
Yes,
clear by now.
yes, yeah. For the World Cup, I mean, obviously we knew we could go, but now July, especially for my group, is a big training month
Yeah.
that we go because we've been so disjointed and we've lost members, we've changed teams. So when you see the Lions and Cheetahs, for example, it's all mixed. There's a mixture. We've lost one guy out to Tigers. We've rebranded. We've changed members even from the indoor meet. We've got to change. We've got junior teams added on. So it's become hectic for Luke and I as coaches. But of course, I believe in bringing new blood, But unfortunately, I was hoping to be at a higher level, but I don't think we're going to get there right now.
Well, let's see what the skydiving community is still expecting from me. I'm gonna go to the World Cup to the power rankings now.
I saw that. Change it a bit. I saw that. I
No,
must have had it here somewhere. Yo,
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, well, I've always changed it after speaking with the experts in the sport. So let's go through it. I have the Qatar Lions now still on the top for the not for medal. There is that famous um
uh,
the medal ranking positions, and then
yes,
we have the teams after that. Um, and would you agree that the top three are kind of out of reach for the other teams behind? Or
yes, yes, yeah. I mean, I haven't seen rhythm in free fall, but of course we saw what happened in the indoor meet. And so sorry, I saw rhythm. It was at the Shamrock, correct or no?
yeah, yeah, Shamrock.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, I'd say yes, and Hayabusa is definitely improving. They are still a little bit. I would put on the top three, of course, France, and I would put Golden Knights ahead of Hayabusa, and Hayabusa third right now.
Okay.
But they are closing in for sure, and
Yeah.
they're at a stage now that they know that on some rounds they could probably match not the French, but they could match Golden Knights. But we also know Golden Knights had jumps that they beat the French as well in the Shamrock. So for sure, Hayabusa is improving in that. But then I would go XPG4, the ladies. I don't know how much they've trained.
No, it's not the it's not the original lineup. So,
Okay, okay,
so it's
okay.
actually it's Michelle and Bren with Craig and Iliana.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, and then so that so they would not have trained that much, but they would still put on a good show. But I would put
Yeah.
yes, Rhythm has to be ahead of them. Echo Chamber, I like them. Uh, and then I'm looking down. What we've done with lions and cheetahs, we've mixed them up. So even from the indoor meet, it's one guy left. We put him out of lions. We put him into cheetahs. We've mixed the teams to try and make two equal teams.
Okay.
And on the last training camp in Empuria, we would every so often go up against each other. We'd say this is a competition round against each other, and they were pretty even. The cheetahs having
Okay.
two young guys in there that came from canopy formation, and the one guy was also in lions. So in fact, two of the lions are now in cheetahs. So that
So
brings cheetahs up.
would you rather put both of, I mean, I'm gonna, when I change this now, Hayabusa goes a little bit down behind the Golden Knights, and
Uh,
the cheetahs and the lions,
are
um,
very similar, but lions have a bit more experience. Lions should be, in theory, a fraction stronger. So lions, I would put stronger than cheetahs, but I would not put cheetahs too far behind them.
okay, so we're moving the cheetahs up, let's say on the XBG4 echo chamber positioning up there, or can I
Yes.
make it into this
Yeah,
group?
but and also the Skywalker Juniors, I would not have. I would put them up, man. In fact, I only see them now. If that's the same group, hey,
Yeah,
I think
same group.
Skywalker's Junior will be top of the fourth place. There's no doubt.
Yeah, well, it's outdoors, so that's a
Yeah,
different
but
story.
yeah, but
So
we saw
I'm
we saw
expecting
them.
them. Yeah, go ahead.
No, we saw them jump in Germany, and
Hmm.
yes, for sure, outdoor is different, but hey, they can fly.
Oh, you saw
Eh?
them already this year. You saw them
No,
outdoors.
no, no, no. Last year in Germany in
Oh,
the ESL,
yeah.
they were
Hmm.
there, and they had not done much. But I mean, the improvement that they've shown in the tunnel, and they're going to be jumping now as well. I think they will not be at the same level, but they will be high there for sure.
So to keep it simple, then I'm just moving the cheetahs up to the higher group there.
Yes, yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay. All right. Anything else that catches your attention?
I'm looking now. Iro, Agera, Norway. I have not seen at all for a
Hmm.
while. So no, no. I mean, that's it really, I think. But what I'm impressed is that we have 20 teams. Of course, if we could have more, great. I mean, the World Cup is there where every nation can send four teams. So the more we can have, obviously, the better. And it was a little bit of a disappointment, I think, also for the hosts of the indoor meet. It was a world meet,
Yeah.
and we only had what 12, 13 nations in four-way, and
And
we all
that's a
thought,
World
man,
Cup. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and this is a World Cup, so we thought, it should be bigger.
No,
But
no, but 20, I'm happy because in 2015 it matches the number in 2015. And
yeah,
in 2015 we had actually the Russian delegation with teams
right,
in each
yeah,
discipline. Now we have no
yeah,
Russian delegation at the moment, apparently still, not that I know at least. And
yeah,
so in 2015 we had 20 teams and including two Russian teams, I believe.
right. Yes, I
So that
remember
20
them. I
as it
remember
stands
them.
right now is actually, I'm happy to
Yeah,
see that.
yeah, me too. I mean, we need it. Could we need it in our sport? And I also looked at I clicked the eight-way, and I think there's nine teams, right? So that's
Yes,
also a positive. Nine
that's good.
nine teams. So I think that's great for the eight-way.
Only four-way women is suffering badly. Well,
Yes, yeah,
we can look quickly at um at the four-way. I mean at the other disciplines. So here we are with that was what we just saw, and
yeah,
let's go to eight-way. You talked about eight-way. Here we go. Yeah, we have nine teams
yeah.
there at the moment.
Yeah, and I think obviously it's great. We're going to have the top USA Qatar. It'll be the first that we see of Germany.
So I'm going a little
Because
bit out of my, sorry to interrupt, going right
no,
back, but I went a little bit out of my way there. I mean, that's almost like provocative that I put Parakeet XB8 and Qatar Falcons both on number one, which means like I'm expecting more or less a kind of a battle there or a
yes,
serious competition. Do you see that? Would you agree with that?
yeah. Well, I saw them training in Empuria, the A2A, but and of course we all have to know Paraclete is rebuilding. You know, it's they have
Right.
got a new team in the tunnel. We all saw that they were not as strong in the tunnel with the new lineup. They used the old lineup in the World Meet. And when I watch them train, of course they're not as strong. I mean that's too that's pretty normal.
Logical.
So yeah, so it's one of those that I think it will be tighter for sure. And I know in the 8-way that there is a small hope that they can match them. In the Qatar 8-way. So that will be
Okay,
great. But
so it's in the mind
obviously
of the Qatar Falcons too that they
yes.
may have a chance. Okay, good, good,
Yeah. Well,
good.
put it this way, at least they know that they're not going up against the strong machine right now. We all know it will become a machine, but it's a case of where is that machine right now? How strong is that machine?
And behind that, we have the Operation Adler, with a little bit different lineup, and Prison 9. That could that become a matchup?
Yeah. On my line here, I have Airbus, and I have you put them as US. I don't know if that's still on yours
What?
or
Oh yeah, no, that's a typo. Oh man, I got to
okay.
change that. Yes, thank you. That needs to be changed. Okay, yeah, I'll do that later. But Airbus is certainly not a US team.
Yeah, but I've heard no. I don't say it. That's political. That's not going to work. So we keep that one quiet. I thought maybe Trump is annexing Germany as a 52nd state. So I keep that joke to myself.
But
Um, ye-
that could be a matchup with with Prison 9, I guess. Or
yes, yeah, for sure. I mean, I've only seen the 8-way footage from the wind tunnel training. I haven't seen any outdoor jumping, and then of course Prison 9 is experience. There's experience in that
Mhm.
group.
And
So
that makes it actually more interesting because Germany has been winning bronze medals at the World Championships
yeah,
twice now, 2022, 2024.
yeah,
And now the bronze medalist of the World Championships has to defend this position at a World Cup,
yeah,
against
yeah.
because
But
someone.
I mean, we need that in our sport. We need that in whether it's 4-way, 8-way, even the female. We need teams fighting for it. Nobody wants to become a second, third place, or even a winner with no opposition. It's and for the longevity of our competition side of the sport, it's not good. It's not good if any. I want to go into a different topic now, but very briefly, I had a meeting, a talk with Mathieu from the French, and he was very worried about the longevity of the competition side, because he said he has a lot of flack in the French Federation when he goes back and he said, yes, we came first, which they did in the indoor meet, but they
Mhm.
look and they say there's only 12 nations or 13 nations, and the female there was only so little. Then how does he get funding? How does he ask for more funding? And
Mhm.
and that's unfortunately it goes into all of our categories. Even if I think just of Holland, when I had a very brief representation many years ago, every team is trying to get some money to help you to go to a competition or train from the association. But if the association pulls it from the top, and if our representation is so small, it's hard to ask for more money. They're not going to give it to skydiving. So it's something we all have to think of as coaches. If you're coaching a team, try and push them to a World Cup. If you're coaching a national team, try and get them to attend. Because if they don't attend, at the long run, we're almost hurting ourselves. And we all know teams go to world meets that you're not going to win. You're not going to place. You might place 16th, but it's important to be there for the
Yeah,
sport.
and it's fun to be there. I mean, I do remember, Germany has never won a world championship. The eight-way now is benefiting from, a little participation that they get into the medal, into the bronze medal
Yeah,
position.
yeah,
But other than that, Germany has never. And when at my time, at the World Championships, World Cups, it was still so much fun. You didn't have to be in the race for the medals. You could just try to make the top 10 or make the next. In the old days, we had
yeah,
semifinals and finals. So you making it to the semifinals and then into the finals, it was already special. And then
yeah,
just being there, the atmosphere of a world championship,
yeah.
and going to a different place.
No,
You know
I,
that.
I agree. I agree 100%. But I think also and that's what Mathieu was saying. We need the coaches and we need the top of each country in the competition side to approach the teams and try and say to them, we need you there, you know. And yes, right now in the short term, no one has the money. We all know that the top teams are well sponsored, but you're not going to beat them right now. But if we can get more participation in the long run, we can maybe see some trickle off. We all know the sport's becoming more expensive. Economics is not great. People, our sports, it's going down as far as numbers go. So it's great to see that we have 24-way teams, 9 8-way teams. But I would encourage any coach, if you're coaching a team, whether, for example, Italians, we need the Italians, we need the Belgians, we need the Germans, we need the Dutch, the coaches of those teams. Hey, come on, go to the World Cup if it's nearby. And I'm not saying now, teams have made their decisions. It's not going to change. But almost for the next World Cups and what, go to the indoor meets, make them popular. You know, but it comes a lot from the leaders, from the coaches, you know.
Yeah, and you know, look at this is 4-way women here now, you know. So
Yeah.
that's I don't know, that's probably the worst participation in a very long
Yeah.
time.
No, it's very sad. It's very sad because I remember when this category started, we all thought, well, this is gonna, you know, it's gonna go. You know, it's giving women the opportunity to go out there and get a world medal. People have become world champions in this category. And I mean, it's one of those that I'm going, if I look at it, if you always have France there, and we have to take our heads off. France is always there. US has always been in there. We have US teams, but Netherlands, it's not registered if it's in black as far as I see.
No, they are registered, but and they
Okay.
have the lineup is complete. They just don't have a history, so that's the only
Okay.
reason why.
Oh, okay. Understood. But then again, where's the German? You know, I don't want to even hop on Germany, but there was always a German female team. You know, there was always team Norway, Sweden, you know, all of those. So it's a case of the more we can help the sport, the better. You know. So
Well,
and
there's one
I'm
country that has always teams, that's Russia, but we are still not working together.
exactly. Yeah, I mean
Russia alone would change the participation level,
yeah.
you know,
Well,
instantly.
the problem, and this is going into a different category, we see it in the military, is that if Russia attends, there will be other teams that in the military that will not attend. So, you know,
Yeah,
it's an if one, and then it's a case of all of a sudden, if our sport accepts Russia, then all of a sudden there might be another block of finances coming into it because we accept it. So you have to, that's a political game that I don't even want to go into.
and it shouldn't be a political game, but
No,
whatever. Yeah,
no.
we ignore
Yeah,
that. So I ignore that category consequently, you know. And so
yeah,
we still have, luckily, if you can say so, you know, the registration is not closed yet. You know, there are still 2 weeks. It's mid-July, when registration closes. So it's not over yet, you know. So we have the same numbers as in 2015 already. Eight
yeah.
were even better, and there's still time to register for teams. So, you know, who knows? Maybe it will go beyond 20 as it is now.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, I hope so. I hope there'll be a couple more. Obviously, for any meet organizer, the hosts, the more participation, the better. It helps to cover costs. It helps everything. They put so much time and effort into organizing a meet, as they did, like for example, in Pericles. Then all of a sudden, you only have so many little nations. You almost think. I spoke to John Denunza, and he said, "We don't know like this if we want to ever host a meet again." And it's disappointing to hear that, you know, because you
Yeah.
do need the meets.
So you are going to Turkey, to your homeland, actually, right?
Yes, my new home.
Yeah. So we can have real NSR coaching corners there again, live,
For sure, for
with
sure.
a good Dutch beer on the table. No, beer. Dutch beer is not famous, right? Or,
No, you have to ask the Belgians to bring it.
yeah, right. And they're not too far from there.
Yeah.
So what are you now? You're training with the Qatar teams now in Qatar for a little while.
No, we travel tomorrow to Teicha, in fact, to the drop
Oh,
zone.
you're staying in
And
Europe.
yeah, so we go there. It's too hot here. Good. It's 44, 45 degrees. Even in the morning, you cannot get out of here, out of the hotels and whatever. But So we go to Holland. We do a 3.5 week training camp. It's too long, but we try. The way that it's all set up, we have to go, and we'll try and push for 120 jumps for lions and cheetahs, health-wise. Let's hope. And then the juniors maybe 60, 70 jumps in that time. And then we have a short break, and then we have the World Cup in Holland. So
are you going to any other meet afterwards? I mean, no, the German
yes,
is before, and the UK is afterwards, and Belgium, and Netherlands, and all that is coming then.
We stay after the World Cup. We stay in Netherlands, and we travel to Belgium for the Belgium Dutch, the combined championship.
The
So
Benelux.
the nationals. Exactly, the Benelux, the Belgium Dutch. So we do that one. We were thinking of Germany, but it's close. I think it's the very next weekend after the World Cup, where the Dutch one is the second weekend. So that gives us a bit of a break.
Then after, the German nationals. Oh no, it's afterward too. That's right. Yeah, they're both after the World Cup.
Yeah, they're both after, but the Dutch one 2 weeks off, 2 weekends after the finish. So it gives us a bit of a time to break and train again before going into that meet.
All right, I'm getting the first warnings here, Gary. We have to come to an end here. We could chat for hours anyway. We haven't even gone.
We haven't even spoken about the Airspeed Golden Knights.
Gosh, okay. So I take a chance here. We still have a few minutes. Let's go to that. Yeah, what a situation that is in the US here now.
Yeah,
unbelievable. What do you make out of that?
Well, I mean, number one, obviously, congratulations to the Knights. They look good. They're starting to. You can see they look confident. They're quicker out the door. Their hill work has improved since the Shamrock, for sure. But they know that there's still improvement there. Airspeed was holding everything out the door. So if you watch the Airspeed exits, they exit, they hold, and then they go. So there might have been a plan behind that. And then obviously Airspeed lost 8-9 points in round 9. So if you give them,
have you ever in your skydiving career, have you ever seen an Arizona Airspeed exit funnel?
No.
Me neither.
Well, I've seen their training videos, yes.
Training videos.
But in a competition, no. But you know what? It happens, man. And I take my hat off to them. Obviously, block 5 exit is not the easiest exit, even as a D in A slots. And now you're going into B slots. And they have been training. It's out of it to a knotter. They know it. But they must have said, do we take this or not? And I know for myself now with lions and cheetahs, we haven't trained enough. So there's no ways we're going to even exit a 5. We will take something hybrid and go into it, which is sad because we should be doing it, but we haven't trained and we have switched our lineup. So they must have taken it. They took the risk and it didn't pay off. But once they got together, I'm impressed that Airspeed funneled a 5 and then they went to the second point of the 5, the finished 5. They didn't even rebuild the start. And I'm impressed they even knew who was in what slot because they were all in the correct slots. They flew around each other and I thought, it's going to go wrong. Because
that's heavy thinking there, and that means like we are in sync. We know what we're doing, actually.
Yeah, well, I was impressed. I had to go and watch every guy to see did he go to the right slot after the funnel. But they exited the 5, which was never built. They went to the completed 5, and so one guy was up high, Chris flying around each other, and then they went to the completed 5 and they kept going, and they had a good jump after that. Everything looked good. So I don't think they're that far behind the Golden Knights. There's no doubt. In their heads, they must say, you know what? We threw them, we hustled them, and they're going to come back at the US Nationals,
Yeah.
So I think they did nothing on purpose, but I would say to the Golden Knights, be careful because they're not that far behind you. The only thing I see in Airspeed, there's too much energy. There's too much energy in their moves. There's too much momentum in some of the stuff. Some of the stuff looks very good, but in general, they have to keep the speed and lighten things up a little bit on the energy. There's too much throwing themselves around. It's not the Airspeed that I'm used to watching, but we don't expect that. It's normal. It makes sense that they're not at the level that they were.
Yeah, it's a new lineup. They have to find their style.
Yeah, they will get there, but I don't like the exact style that I'm seeing right now. It's too much energy in the moves.
but they don't have much time. They're under
No,
time pressure now. The
yeah,
Golden Knights, they go to the World Cup too for more practice. They get another. Yes, we would have liked to go, but they cannot go because they're not eligible.
yes, yeah,
So it's a tough situation for Airspeed now. That it's a time
yeah.
pressure, and then
No, I mean,
also,
for sure, but I mean, they're smart guys. I mean, you've got Christian Joey leading that pack. They're smart. They've got good flyers, and it's just a case that they have to take away and look at where's our weaknesses, try and fix that, and not try and do too much. But if you overtrain, it's even worse. You know.
yeah, and then the tricky thing is also they're not only having to catch up with the Golden Knights, however how much that is, but the Golden Knights are not going to stop where they are.
No,
Did you see
no,
the interview with them? They are so inspired now. They are so motivated,
yeah,
and
yeah,
it's and they have
no.
Nicholas.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think Nicholas is doing a good job. They're lucky to have Nicholas. He's keeping it intact. They look good. And from an outside point of view, yes, they have to be favorites going in, but we all know that Airspeed will
Yeah,
arrive ready. We all know that, and I think, and they know it. But for me, it's great to see it, as you say. I mean, I love those the Golden Knights in the interview that you see young guys,
mhm.
Jesse, and they have that.
Different,
Wow, this is yeah, it's
different
great to see.
spirit. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
then again, as you mentioned then we have Airspeed, and traditionally over all these years, they love to come from behind.
yeah, 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 yeah,
They don't
yeah.
like to be in the lead. I mean, the last 2 years was different for them because there was so much in the lead they had to live with it. But in general, they like to come from behind. As that's an
Yeah.
SB tradition, kind of.
Yeah, but
All right,
you can
now,
never count. We always say in the world, I mean, I'm saying ASP, but even US, you never go to a world meet and expect a weakened US team or airspeed. So I would be the same with the US Nationals. You will see a strong airspeed team.
yep. Well, that was the word for the day by
Good.
Gary
Th-
Smith from Qatar. And the next
Thank you very
one,
much, Kurt. Great to see you, man.
same here. Next one, we're gonna do live again in Turkey. How do
Yes.
you know you're not Dutch,
T-
you're South
yeah,
African,
yeah.
but how do you say that correctly?
Teuge.
Teuge.
Teu, Teu, and then the G is not Teuge, it's G.
But you
Teuge.
say toy, like the Germans would say toy.
No, yeah, well, but no, I would say teugen, like T
Teuge.
A,
Teuge.
pronounced T
Teuge.
teugen,
Oh,
teugen.
yeah, we all have to practice with that.
Hey, and the when I if the Dutch are watching this, they might say, "Hey, Gary, you say it terrible," but that's how I say it.
All right, Gary, we continue with English here. That's even easier for me as a German. There's a South African Dutch US combination, and here's a German US combination. Well, whatever. Thank you
Thanks,
very
Kurt.
much, and enjoy your travel your travel season coming
Yes,
up.
yeah,
How
thank
many
you,
days
Kurt.
do
I
you
look
have
forward.
in Qatar actually?
I leave tomorrow morning. Tomorrow
Tomorrow
morning,
morning.
I'm out. So I've been
Okay.
here two,
Wow.
2.5 days.
Well,
Thank
thank
you
you
very
very,
much.
very much for doing this anyway, even though you're leaving tomorrow, traveling
No
coming up.
worries. No worries. I'm sitting in a hotel room, so it's perfect.
Have a good traveling,
Thank you,
Gary, and
Kurt.
thank you very much.
You're very welcome.